just start how we normally do, just moving very gently, leg to leg. Bent legs, strength in the lower back. Let's just do something with the arms. So like a figure of 80 version of waving hands. And now just reaching and down through the body. So this is an exercise for bringing the heaven energy down. Just reaching out and up, and then just bringing this column down to the dantian, and then you turn the hands over and just let the hands drop. You'd normally do these exercises outside, especially the qigongs. And so just imagine your hands reaching up through the ceiling to the blue sky. Now let's try and do the same thing, but just alternating the hands. So just send one hand out and then bring it down as the other hand goes out. Very slowly, very gently. bring it back to both together. Let's just try a bit against the wall. I think this will probably be good for the back. So I'm just facing the wall. I want to get my foot quite close. Is all I'm going to do is put the hands on the wall, almost like you're resting on the wall a little bit. Feel the front foot. So the front foot is angled in so that you can really feel like you're driving into the outside edge to come forwards. The hands are just resting on the wall and I'm sort of leaning a little bit forwards. So my back is slightly inclined forwards. Pushing with your legs a bit into the arms, and you're pushing with the arms a bit into the legs. And you're trying to get your thymus, your upper heart, rearing upwards. And then without moving the hands, just bring the front foot back so it's with the back foot, and then bring the back foot forward. So you've swapped the feet round. And then just try and get into the front foot. So ideally, you want your hands just pushing up slightly. They're pushing the wall up in order to get you slightly deeper into the legs. But very gentle, almost very subtle. And then one more, just changing the legs. So let's just try some of the breathing. You want to get all of the action here, if you can, in the lower back. The action is very subtle. You only need a small movement here to get a large movement of the head. The motor, if you like, is the re-angling of the sacrum. Here my sacrum is jutting back a little bit, and then here it's as though it's trying to pull under. The action of the back is sucking air in through my mouth or nose. And then here again, it's the action of the sacrum that's squeezing the air out. Okay, let's just try a few sitting down. Just starting very simple. Breathing the arms up and then breathing them down. So in and out. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel the thymus, feel the upper heart lifting and then deflating, dropping a little bit. If you just tipping. Start off very slight and just take it as far as you want. It's best just to think of one hand going down and the other one rising as a consequence of that. Like the fingers of the hand going down are trying to go into the ground. And the ear on that side is trying to listen. This ear is listening to the ground. So the thymus needs to remain a little bit proud so that the spine doesn't deflate. Like you're holding a tray. Very gently, just turn a little bit to one side, like you're offering the tray. And then very slightly round to the other side. Feel the twist in the lower back if you can. So you want this twist to come from as low down the spine as possible. And then you can just turn one hand over. So as you turn to the left, just let the right hand turn over. It just wants to happen anyway. Just a little bit of the heart, Qigong. So just reaching out and bringing the energy into prayer posture. And then here, just be careful here, but just extend as much as is comfortable up and then just let it come down. So the idea is that with each repetition, it gets a little bit bigger. We want the feeling that the mind has already done it. It's like there's an optimism comes into my mind, which makes this happen. And then again here, I've already created this fountain and my hands are taken by it. The shape comes from my mind directing the energy. And my body just flows along that path. So this is like a real optimism, a largeness coming into the heart. This here is like a fountain rushing up through the spine and out the top. My heart opening, reaching out and drawing something in. And then this is like my lower back strengthening to drive my sitting bones down into the seat so that this upward surge recoils from that And then one more, just reaching out, bringing it in, and then fountaining up. And now just keep the hands out and turn one hand over. And then just switch the hands, so turn both hands over. And just feel the flow. Energy will tend to flow towards the hand that's facing up. And you can let the head go with it. So your head is turning towards the hand that's facing up. Your head is being dragged around by the energy. Now let's just try a bit for the eyes. Yeah, so just rubbing the hands. Not the hands just to heat up, just a fraction. And then we bring the hands over the eyes, crossing on the nose. So the eyes are closed, but gently so. And the hands are trying to block out all the light. And the eyes are just relaxing, and the energy from the hands is going through the eyelids, helping the eyes relax. So we're meant to hold this for 5 minutes, but we won't. So now just send both hands up. And then down to the side. The index and the middle finger straight and using the thumb to grasp the other two fingers. So it's a bit like it's pointed. Trying to keep the head still, just glance down towards the left hand and then pull the eyes around and glance towards the right hand. So you're trying to keep the head still and just moving the eyes. Feel the energy flowing down the arms with the eyes. So the eyes are sort of dragging the energy from one hand to the other. And then just bring both hands up. Open the fingers. Now we're just going to send the hands up again and back down, and keeping the head still. Just again, just let the eyes follow the hands. So the hands go up and the eyes try their best to keep up. And then the hands come down and the eyes follow the hands until the eyes are looking down on top of the fingers. And then they go up again, eyes following, and then down. And now just up and out again. 2 fingers pointing. And now just bring one hand in and then the other one. Like an Indian dancer, both arms are moving together. And then just slowly just let the hands down. Okay, so the circuit we had before, going up to the heavens and then coming down through the body, descending energy. Now we're going to just do the other circuit. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to lift the energy up the middle of the body. And then when I get to the heart, that's where the hands turn over to look up, and just push up as high as you want, out and down. Bending the legs a little just to get the descent, and lifting. Go down a bit. Here we're gathering earth energy and bringing it up the body. As the hands come up, the hands are looking up. Keep them looking up until they get to the heart, and then turn them around so that they're looking up but from the other way. So they roll when they get to the level of the heart, the same way that when we did the opposite, they rolled when we got to the level of the dantian. So here they roll over. So there's a slight action in the spine there. You almost lean back slightly. And then we'd like to try now just alternating. So this is more like yielding to the ground, whereas the other one was more like yielding to the other person. So the other one is just much easier in a way, because we're more familiar with it. So here on hand goes down and scoops the ground and brings it up. And it doesn't need to go any higher than the heart, really. We want the ground to come up at least as high as my thymus. Going back to doing them both together, but a sort of looseness between them. So they're never quite together. Just the first warm-up exercise, but very slow. Like you're really interested in what's happening, so you're just looking at all the detail. So this would be the extension. And then this is the contraction, the yielding. So here, something like this is happening. And then here, this is a gathering. So the extension is not just in the spine, it's in the thymus. So the more I turn here, the more this wants to lift up a little bit. And then when I turn back, it's like it drops slightly. How my feeling, my emotion is changing through this like scanning action. So very simple, just open the hands and then close them, but slowly. So they really close into clenched fists, and then slowly open them until they are so open the fingers are almost bending backwards, and then slowly clenching, slowly opening. And again, we want to feel the action in the centers. So this here is really my thymus is lifting. My eyes are bulging open. My spirit is really firing. And then when I close up, this drops down a little bit and the belly clenches. This is the lower back muscles tightening a little, which raises the thymus and opens the eyes. And then this is the belly clenching like the fists. So we want all the muscles in the body being activated by this very simple action. So all the muscles in my front are clenching, and then all the muscles in my back are clenching. So I just become this very primitive pumping animated muscle. Slowly, you just let go into it. The eyes stop being instruments that see the world. They become instruments that express the spirit and the emotion. So here my eyes are firing something out, and then here my eyes are sucking the world in. Hands on the hips. And then just making a circle with the whole back, very gently. Be careful when you lean back. And then the other way. And then slowly wind it down until the spine is just still and vertical. And now just relax the arms down. And now simple breathing Qigong with the arms. So breathing in, bring the arms up to the side. And then breathe out, bring the hands into the front. And then breathing in, bring the hands up above the head. And then just breathing out slowly all the way down. Trying to feel it as something that's happening here in the upper heart, in the thymus. So that lifts a little bit. It's like I become optimistic and bright, and that brings the hands up. And then I just let that drop and suck in a little bit to bring the hands in. And then again, I just lift my heart, lift my spirits, and then I just let it drop down. So the spirits don't really drop here, it's just the arms. And again, the heart lifts a little, and then the heart drops a little, but in order to draw something in rather than to get depressed. And then again, the heart lifts, and now I just open the chest on the way down. And then one more. So the heart lifts a little, and then the heart sucks in a little, yielding. And the heart lifts a little, attacking or extending, and then the heart just opens really here. And now let's just try a few for the shoulders. So just lifting the shoulders, trying to touch your ears, and then just slowly let them down. Feel like it's a fight between your head and your heart. So your head wants your shoulders here, and then your heart wants them back. And now let's try just one shoulder at a time. So just lifting, like you're trying to touch your ear. So the other one has to drop a little bit as well. And then they just swap round. Again, it's just one hand going down, one hand coming up, but from the shoulder. So the head is trying its best not to tilt to the side too much, so that the shoulder can reach the ear. So it's really working the middle of the spine, really, the middle of the middle back between the shoulder blades. Very lightly, just breathing the hands up. So breathing in to bring the hands up. Like the middle of the palm is trying to look at these points in the shoulders, the soft hollows here. So I'm just bringing energy up into those points. And then I breathe out to bring the hands down. Now alternating. So one hand comes up and down, and the other one comes up. And just let the head tilt a little bit. So we're getting a slight wave action in the spine. So into prayer posture. And then just reaching up. The other hand just goes onto the heart softly. And it's like you're grabbing something, pulling it down, bringing it into the heart. And again, you can reach as strongly as you like, or you can barely move and just get it all in the mind. So here my heart goes with my hand, and then I grab. Just imagine you're picking apples. I reach, I'm full of anticipation and almost greed, and then I clasp it and bring it down. Feel the natural turn away from the arm here to get added extension, and then feel the natural turn towards the descending hand to inspect what it is you've captured. body, mind, and spirit trying to really act together. And I want to try and feel each component. Same exercise, but on the horizontal. So now reaching forward. So just letting yourself twist. So your sort of head is looking over here, and then you pull it in, like you're pulling a rope in. So I'm turning my head away from the arm that's going out to help the energy release. The mind tends to hold on to things and it's just inhibits release. So I'm turning away from the hand that's going out and I'm turning towards the hand that's coming in. Fists on the hips. And then just twisting, sort of punching towards the wall. And now just a little bit of rowing. So into prayer posture. And now just reach forwards with both hands, palms facing down. And then just pull your elbows behind and twist the hands. So here, the hands would look up, but I've got fists. It's like you reach forwards and grab something and then really pull and twist your arms as you pull. Here, my spine is bowing, so the heart dropping. And then here, the spine is really arching and the thymus going up. Concentrate on getting the form really smooth and good rather than going for power and range. It's like you're trying to touch your elbows behind your back. The idea is that your shoulders and your elbows are heavy. And the more heavy they feel, the more it squeezes the hands upwards. So the descending heaviness of the elbows is actually directing, especially the middle finger, directly upwards. So the heavier your elbows, the more energy comes out of your fingers and is directed upwards. Let's finish with some forward bends. Going down, and just reach down, touch the floor, and just let your head go. Feel the stretch all the way from the sacrum, through the spine, into the neck. And then just come up, but come up from the legs if you can. So push your feet into the ground and slowly come up. And then again, just forwards. So you're trying to keep the back flat as long as possible. But at some point, the head just goes. And then coming up from the legs, and the head comes up last of all. And then one more. Keep the heart up as long as you can, and then now it sort of deflates and my whole spine just curls up. I want the feeling that my head is trying to reach the ground. And then pushing the ground with the legs to get the strength into the lower back, and then just up.